Hello and welcome. My name is Marisha. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to create two very simple card projects featuring products from the Nature's Botanical Garden die set from Spellbinders. Let's go ahead and get started. To begin, I went ahead and cut my elements off camera using Susan's Garden specialty cardstock. Now this cardstock is 80-pound weight and it has a very unique texture that gives your flowers a very realistic look. If you don't have this cardstock, it's perfectly fine. You can use any 80-pound weight, whether it's white cardstock that you can color or colored cardstock that you can shade with your markers or inks or even distress oxides. If you're wondering how many die cuts you need for your flowers, one of the great things I love about the die set is it indicates clearly on the die how many die cuts you'll need to cut. This particular die set is called the Landscape Rose die set. I am going to use my Copic markers to color the front and the back of each petal using RV02 first. You do have the option to use other mediums such as inks or oxides to color your petals. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you can use white cardstock, or if you want to use colored cardstock and just shade each petal, that is perfectly fine. Next, I'm going in with RV06 just to add a little bit more darker color to the centers of each petal. Next, I'm going to bring in G14 to color my leaves. Again, I'm coloring the front and the back of each leaf. This is actually my second time creating card projects featuring products designed by Susan Tierney Cockburn. She designs these lifelike flower die sets for Spellbinders. Oh my goodness, they are so gorgeous. You can also head on over to Spellbinders and see how she assembles her flowers. She has plenty of tutorials on their website and on their YouTube channel. Finally, for the leaves, I'm bringing in G17 to add a final touch of shading. Now, there is a good amount of coloring and assembly of these flowers, but during the process, I found it very therapeutic, and just to see how the flowers almost came to life once I assembled them. So if you are a person who loves to color, loves to put things together, I know me, I love Legos. If you know, you know. If you like things like that, then this is something great for you to try out. Once I'm done coloring the centers for my flowers, we're going to head on over and begin to assemble the flowers. I love coloring, but I think for this project, the assembly part is my favorite, just to see how the flowers shape and mold. So let's head on over and get started. So Spellbinders has these kits available that you can use to create, shape, mold your flowers. However, if you have these items in your stash, I encourage you to use what you have in your stash. But just know that this kit is available if you need it. So first, I'm going to position the petal on my pad, and using this end of my tool, I'm just going to run it across the petal, and as you see, it's going to begin to take its shape. I'm going to repeat the step on each petal, and once I'm done, I'm going to bring in my tweezers, and I'm going to grab the center of the petal and just shape it as you see right here. And then I'm going to take the tweezers, and at the end of the petal, I'm going to fold it back. And I'm going to flip the petal around and repeat the step with the other side. And I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of the petals until this layer is complete. Once I'm done, I'm going to assemble my flower using two of the larger petals and one of the centers. Then I'm going to head on over and begin shaping my leaf. So on the front side, I'm using this tool just to follow the scored line to give more of a definition to the leaf. So as you see, I'm repeating this step for all of my leaves. Then I'm going to take my tweezers, grab it by the center, and shape it just as I did for the flowers. Next, I'm going to flip the leaves over and I'm going to create the veins. So as you see, I'm going to follow along the edge of the leaf. It looks kind of like a tooth. And as you see, I'm just going to create those lines. And there you have a realistic leaf with the veins. How fun is that? I love it. So I'm going to repeat the same step with the other leaves. And then after that, it's time to shape the center for my flowers. So as you see, I'm bringing in the little ball. I'm just going to press it in the center. I'm going to keep repeating this step with all of the centers for my flower. And then the very, very center of the flower, I'm going to bring in my tweezers, grab the end, and just give it a good turn. And to make sure it's adhered, I'm going to add some adhesive glue. Just a little dot will do. I'm going to set it aside and allow it to dry, and then I'm going to assemble the center. So as you see, I'm just going to add just a little bead of glue. Then I'm going to add the next layer, and then I'm going to add the center to the center of my flower. And here we have a completed rose for our project. And here's a card that I created using the roses along with products from Spellbinders. I used the Thinking of You sentiment using my Better Press. And I added some texture to the back using an embossing folder. And I'll link the products below as well for you to reference. Here is another card I created using the Quince Floral die set. I wanted these card projects to be very simple with the flowers being the focal point, so I didn't want to add any splatter or anything like that, just a very nice, simple card project. Thank you for joining me on today. I appreciate you for stopping by. It is my hope that these projects do inspire you to create. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the thumbs up button and the notification bell to where you don't miss out on future tutorials. Also, for more inspiration, head on over to my blog on my website at thediaryofbellerose.com. I am sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until the next crafty project, please take care.